Welcome to Let's Talk Speak on It. I'm your host, Tamika Cozy, and today we are going to be taking a deep dive into Black owned businesses. Today we have all in one renovation services. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself before we start?
Yes, my name is Vaughn Dunbar. Started my company, All in One Renovation Services, about 6 years ago. Actually, this month makes 6 years.
Congratulations on the anniversary.
You're welcome. But yes, I have a residential and commercial remodeling company. We do commercial, anything in a commercial from painting, flooring, electrical, plumbing. Residential, we can build a home. So we do electrical, flooring, plumbing, painting, carpentry, roofing, pretty much anything you need.
Now, 6 years ago, when you were starting the business, what led you to go into this business?
I would say it was all God because it wasn't like I had it planned. It was more so I had friends and family just kind of motivate me. And then at the time I was working for the state of Illinois as a mental health technician. So this wasn't even in my path. I had went back to school in 2017, graduated with my business degree in accounting and business. And after that I was just kind of doing this on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Therefore, everybody was like, "Oh, you should start a business." I'm like, "No, that's not what I wanted to do." But anyway, God kind of pushed me and influenced me to just go ahead and do it, and I did it.
How was it going all in to ensure that your business started? I know you mentioned that you also had that 9 to 5. You were working in like a government position. So how
Exactly.
was that?
It was hard at first because the benefits. So I was making good money working for the state, and then I had the benefits. So at this time, I was like, I can't because I had a family, a son. So I'm like, I don't want to necessarily leave because I need my benefits to pay for everything. But at the same time, I was making more money. So it was kind of hard to kind of juggle that and balance which one I wanted to go in or the path I wanted to go in. But I just followed what God wanted me
Awesome. I love that. Now, your first project, how was that for you?
So my first project, I actually hadn't even completely started my LLC, and I was on a group called the Renovation group on Facebook. I was referred to the group.
Mm-hmm.
My client at the time, her name is Maya, and which we're still friends to this day. She found me in the group and she hired me. So, like I say, my LLC hadn't even been created yet. So I went and did the estimate. She kind of hired me on the spot, and she was the executive for McDonald's at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty huge. So it was a $150,000 renovation. After I started my LLC, 2 days later, after she hired me, it was pretty much like on the job. It ended up lasting 8 months. But I was kind of going step by step. I had a friend who actually motivated me as well. He passed away.
Sorry to hear
He was
that.
an older guy. His name is Ken. So he was kind of just kept pushing me to be a licensed general contractor, and I'm like, I'm not licensed. I got to go to school for that. He's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you just register with the city of Chicago, and you get things taken care of. You get your insurance, and you start off. So I went ahead and did it, and like I say, we were in that house for 6 to 8 months. I was kind of learning step by step as I go.
Okay, nice. What was that feeling? Coming and having someone to reach out to you saying, hey, I want to hire you.
It was a great feeling, but scary at the same time because at the time I wasn't experienced as I thought I was. Like I did handyman jobs. It was a difference, like somebody putting $150,000 in
Mm-hmm.
your hands and saying, "Hey, I want you to remodel my home." So it was kind of scary. I didn't have a team at the time, so I was kind of like, I'll be at Home Depot. I meet some guys. Hey, you want to work for me? I can pay you. And by the grace of God, those same guys, and this about 8 of them, they still work for me to this day.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. How was it looking at 1 year versus now?
Um, you talking about 1 year after I started?
1 year after you started versus where you are now.
It's a complete difference on my knowledge, my understanding, how I manage things with my normal day to day life. It changed me financially, spiritually, and pretty much in every way. I've learned a lot from my contractors. I've been able to help my son. He works with me from time to time, and I pay him as if he's a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 13 years old. So it's just the knowledge that I've learned from when I started off compared to today is like tremendous.
Now, I know you just mentioned that you brought your son along with you.
Mhm.
Why was that important for you?
It was important to me because how I grew up, I had my father in my life, but at the same time, I had it real hard as a kid. You know, I got four other brothers and one sister, so my father and mother was kind of in and out our lives. And then he taught me like the basics of
Mhm.
carpentry. So he taught me the basics, but I wanted my son to like have a different life, to where when he gets older, he can have his own company. He can take over where I'm leaving. So it was very important for me to just teach him all my knowledge and experience throughout this process. And it's going well, actually.
Okay. Now, throughout the 6 years, were there any moments where you wanted to stop and to give up?
Um, yeah, mine's what's crazy is mine's is only because I get overwhelmed with how many people contact.
Okay.
So I don't know how to turn down money. So I'll get so many calls and so many emails about doing jobs, and I'll try to take them all on at once. And early on, I say within the first 1 to 3 years, I was doing that. I was taking on more than what I can handle, and still
Hmm.
working a full time job. So that was the only thing that really made me just want to stop because I was overwhelmed. I was stressed from having too much work. And like I have a waiting list for like 6 to 8 months from
Okay.
people just wanting me to remodel their home.
How were you able to find balance with that?
Just say no.
Okay.
All money ain't good money. I just say no. Like I can't do it all. Like I'll let my clients know that hey, I'm booked up for months. Do you want to wait? And most of them pay me, and they'll still wait to this day because they want me to do it. But I just learned to say no. I can't
Okay.
do it all. It's just one person.
Awesome. What was one project that you will always remember?
My first one. That was the longest one I have ever done. It's like 6 to 8 months, and it was just I didn't have a team at the time.
Hmm.
I didn't have the knowledge. So I went in there kind of like blindsided, not really knowing how to manage anybody. And I'm thankful that Maya allowed me to continue in her home and work that whole 8 months and still paid me.
Now, I know you mentioned that you were able to hire a team.
Right.
What was that process like? I know a lot of other business owners are watching right now who may not have a team yet, but they're looking to hire a team.
It's not easy. I'm not gonna lie, especially in the field that I'm in. I go into a lot of people's homes and they say how contractors messed up their home and they
Hmm.
don't do things right. I treat everyone home like it's my own. So I go up in there and I stand there until I'm done, but I make sure the job is right the first time. I never get calls back on, hey, something was wrong, something was messed up. So the best thing to do is to take your time and pick people out and don't just pick anybody. You know, you
Hmm.
gotta do background checks and everything because it's important.
Why do you feel that that is important to do?
I feel it's important because not everyone has the. I thought I had knowledge and I did,
Hmm.
and I got a big contract from the start. So sometimes people go off your personality, and then that's what make them hire you. But it's not just about your personality. You got to see your work and what you can really do.
In the last 6 years running this business, what would you say is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement is being able to teach my son, and my son seeing me. Like my son, he done got me tape measure shirts, and he make me letters and everything with my logo on it. So he tell his friends. That's the most important, and what makes me happy. And then I would say after that, being able to learn a lot from my contractors. I've learned a lot from them that I didn't know, like my electrician, my plumbers. I'm not licensed at that, but they
Hmm.
taught me how to do electrical and plumbing and flooring and everything. And then I would say, lastly, my business has grossed over $1 million.
Okay, wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
and actually less than 6 years.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's an accomplishment.
You just mentioned learning from other people.
Mhm.
Why is that important? I know a lot of other business owners may be tuning in and watching. Why is that important? Especially to have like someone to mentor you.
Because we don't know everything. That's what it meant. That's what it's mainly about. We grow up thinking we know everything, even with our personal lives, and we really don't until we get out and then we learn from other people. Sometimes it's just knowledge that we can pick up from somebody else, or maybe they don't have more training, or maybe they went to school. It really, they could have worked the job longer than us.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of learning from the right person too.
Now, what makes your company different from all those other companies out there? What makes you all stand out?
I would say what make me stand out and then my company, like I said earlier, I treat everyone home like it's my own. It's important to me. I'm a detailed person. I'm very picky. So I like everything to be right at my home, at someone else's home. I like to make people happy. I like to go in there. Most of the time, most of my clients, they hire me and they want me to design their home. And I'm like, no, it's yours. It's a personal
Hmm.
preference. But no, they just like my opinion. So I think it's just highly important.
Now, how many homes do you think that you've had to go into and do the design for them?
Um, Majority of them. And I don't even know how many homes I've done to this day. I need to add all that up, but majority of them. But some of them, I just tell the clients, I tell the clients, oh, I don't know how to do it, or
Hmm.
you need to hire a designer. But really, I do because I just don't want to mess it up. I don't know. Part of being humble, I guess.
What would you say is like your favorite things to do in someone's home?
I love doing kitchens. It just so happens I do bathrooms, as you can see on my flyer there all the time. I got a lot of clients that contact me for bathrooms, but I love kitchens.
Okay.
They're the
Why do
most
you?
profitable too.
Okay. Why do you have a love behind completing the kitchen?
Because it's so much you can do, whether if it's a big kitchen or a small kitchen. There's so much you can do in an area in a kitchen that the design, the layout, you just never know. I can walk in a room and I can see how I want it laid out.
What lessons have you learned starting your business that you would like to share with someone else watching?
I would say I've learned time management. Before starting my business, I wasn't managing my time well with family and friends. I was kind of putting my business first.
Mhm.
And I've learned that that's not always the good thing to do because you lose a lot of friends and family members in the process. And then managing your money. Sometimes when you start making a lot of money, you just end up spending a lot of money. So my thing is, if I can go spend $100, I should have $100 in my account.
Yeah.
And a lot of people live upside down, so I think that's highly important.
Now, what advice would you give to another business owner looking to create a long lasting business?
Advice I would give is just staying focused. Get all the knowledge that you can get, whether if it's from school or someone else teaching you, and staying focused on your target, what you want, set goals. And then, if you're not accomplishing them goals, maybe you need to change it up. Maybe you need to do something different. But I would say having goal setting is highly important.
I love that. Now, where do you see yourself and your business 5 years from now?
In 5 years, I want to be I'm licensed in the state of Illinois and Indiana right now. So I want to branch off into other states. I want to do more things as far as carpentry. I want to go back to school to get my license in electrical. So, and then I want to make some more money. My goal is to make another $1 million in the next year. So,
I love that. Awesome. Now, there may be other business owners and entrepreneurs watching us right now.
okay.
Some of them may be ready to give up on their business. What would you tell them?
For me, have faith in God. You got to believe in yourself as well. You can't give up at nothing that you do. You got to focus day by day and just work hard. That's my advice.
Now, how can our listeners find you, hire you, and get some of the amazing things that you are doing?
If you would like to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at AIORS Services LLC. At AIORS Services LLC, or you can contact me at 708-743-2081, 708-743-5775.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
Oh, no
joining
problem.
us today. Thank you for sharing your amazing experience with us. Before we end, I know this is your 6-year anniversary.
Yes, it is.
What are your plans? How are you celebrating?
I haven't did much celebrating. I work so much. I just love working. But this year, me and my lady were going out the country to a couple trips. We're going to Greece and
Oh,
Barbados.
nice.
I'm taking my son to Vegas, and then I'm going to the Dominican Republic. So I'll be doing a lot of celebrating.
Awesome. I love that. So making sure that you just also find that time for yourself. And this
Exactly.
is a really big accomplishment.
It is.
6 years in business.
Yep.
Thank you for being our Black owned business that we are spotlighting today. Amazing job. Thank you so